Hi, I'm Tony King. For this part of the assignment, I will be talking about communicating effectively using feedback. Now, your book defines feedback as a response to the sender's behavior. It communicates to the sender whether the message is being understood by the receiver. Now, this helps the sender to gauge for understanding. It also helps the receiver to gain understanding. It helps and influences in the way in which the sender will continue to send the message. Now, feedback happens in two ways. There's verbal feedback and there's nonverbal feedback.
As you see here on the screen, verbal feedback is somewhat obvious. The sender checks for understanding by means of questioning the receiver. The receiver confirms understanding by paraphrasing what the sender is communicating.
Now, a great example of verbal feedback is when the sender is giving information or maybe instructions to the receiver. Gauging for understanding simply means that the sender will ask the receiver to repeat the information back to them. That helps the sender to see if the receiver understood the information.
On the other hand, nonverbal feedback happens when the receiver confirms understanding by nodding, gesturing, or even eye movement.
So, with that information, a great example of nonverbal feedback is when the sender is looking over their audience and they notice that there's heads nodding, or maybe even that there's a person with their arms folded. Sometimes that means that that person is closed off and not receiving the information. So that is a nonverbal way of communicating. Lastly, a great communicator understands that body language is an important tool with feedback. The sender must be in tune with his or her audience and recognize the message that the sender now is communicating to the receiver. So in this case, the sender has become the receiver by reading their audience's body language. And through that body language, they're able to understand and gauge for understanding. The message is clear that feedback is an important part of communicating for both the sender and the receiver. Thank you.